All right, well, we should be live, and we're back with some Dicey Tales. Background music might be a little high. Let me bump that down a little bit.
Oh, good. I'm not
Just
hearing
so that
things.
Chunk has gone through the gamut of happy drunk, depressed drunk, and now we have hungover Chuck today.
Mhm.
So it's perfect for his character. And why don't you tell us who this character is, Chuck?
I am playing Sam Ketchum, our charming face of the party. Younger brother of the previous Sam Ketchum. She was Samantha. I'm Samothy. Yeah, the daring rogue of the group. You're all welcome for my presence.
There we go. Also having the gravelly whiskey ruined voice. I think it's hereditary.
It must
actually.
be. It must be.
That's exactly what it is. Joining us this time around, Jeff is going to reprise his role, I believe.
Yeah. I'm Biff. I'm Biff Beefcake Lebronsky. I'm a former sports star and athlete, and I'm very attractive. My dad owns a dealership, so that might come into play at some point, I think. But we'll see. Yeah.
He's definitely a dude, bro. Yeah. John, who you got?
Which one?
You.
Oh, me. Okay. Sure. I'm playing Lee Bowman. He's an American. He served in World War I. Is a very good shot. Is pretty competent in a fist fight as well. Last time he went mostly mano a mano with a giant eel in a lagoon. So he's a tough guy. And then afterwards, just brushed it off. So, yeah.
Feeling good about himself, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dan, who do you got?
Everybody, I'm Dan, and I've got Gabriel, and he's kind of our mechanic of sorts, and I went man to man with my shoes stuck to a tank.
As you do. And finally, the other John.
Hi, I'm the other John, also known as Cap. I am playing Alex J. Alexander tonight, our search and rescue pilot who has managed to get this P2Y-1 repeatedly in and out of places that it really should be a little more difficult to get them in and out of.
Fair. And playing the part of all the NPCs tonight is my dog, Buddy.
Buddy.
So as long as there's scritchins and lubbins involved, your NPC relations should go by just fine.
That's
just
fantastic.
Fine. Yeah.
Excellent.
Go lay down in your queen-size bed with your fresh sheets. Go. I'm punishing you.
Banned to the comfortable realm.
Yeah, the dog took over the guest room. That's his room now. He's the guest. What we're doing is playing some Dicey Tales version 2. These are scenarios that are going to be in the first round of the Dicey Tales adventure zines. And just doing a little play testing because, writing adventures is all fine and good. But until PCs have stumbled their way through them, you never know. You never know how they turn out. So we are missing one of the players from last time, but that's okay. The way this is going to work out is just fine. Some notes from last time. You guys were in a bar, fight broke out, fire broke out, and then a storm broke out. Everybody weathered it just fine. The town was in a bit of a shambles. But you were, let's call it accosted by the mayor and the military representative of the town, asking that since you have the only shipworthy vessel in the area, if you could do a little rescue mission, as a seaplane was seen downed during the storm the night before. You guys go, you do a little reconnaissance, you find Bart's Beauty, a Saunders Row A-19 seaplane downed with both pilot and co-pilot dead, drowned in the cockpit. You found a flight log and plans. You found a leather satchel that had a whole bunch of antique gold coins having a great deal of value, with a note saying the rest will be paid on delivery. and 2 packages that were very securely wrapped and waterproofed of some odd mechanical equipment. The mechanical equipment you guys decided to hide and ditch before getting back to Gamboa, where you tell the mayor and the officer that yes, you have found the plane. No, there are no living survivors. You brought the bodies back. You handed over, I believe, the flight logs. Said nothing about the 2 mysterious packets or the gold that was found. But for doing this service, you were invited to the mayor's mansion that night, where you dined. It was just the mayor and his staff. Nothing big, very casual, just as a thank you for your service. And so we're going to pick up a few days later. Town has recovered. Biff just got into town. An old buddy of many of you. He's made his way to Gamboa. Beeb's Bar is the bar that didn't quite burn down, as it only took a few days for it to get back up and running. Sure, the place smells of char, but really it's an improvement. It's an improvement.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll take off before it gets back.
We're going to pick up a few days later. You guys have those packages that you buried just to kind of find out what kind of heat it might bring along. Nothing's really happened. The only thing that you've seen the last few days is there are a lot of people in town. There's people missing, which is, unfortunate, but not unheard of during a storm as bad as Gamboa weathered a few days ago. But people are starting to put up hand-drawn pictures of relations that have just gone missing. Bodies haven't been found. Everyone assumes they got swept out to sea and likely drowned. Bodies may be washing up any day now. That is the general consensus anyway. Other than that, things have been calm. Not much going on. Biff's in town. They're all partying at Beeb's. Drinks are on the house for the rest of the week for the help that you rendered. I'm going to put help in quotation marks there.
That's fair.
Yeah, we've really only helped ourselves.
But things seem to be settling back to normal. Houses have been repaired. Old haunts are back up and running again. So we're back to this. You guys got paid. You've got a couple of weeks worth of comfortable living, or if you really want to be extravagant, maybe a week of extravagant living. But you got paid for bringing back a couple of corpses and telling about a drowned plane.
And a giant eel corpse.
And a giant eel, which Henry, the bartender here, is cooking up and serving in some of the specials.
Oh boy.
How's that cooking going after the entire kitchen caught fire?
Oh, he just needed a reason to get a new stove, really. Right now they're just running off a couple of burners in the back, but it's good enough to cook eel. I mean, we're just doing skewers here.
Convert a propane grill. No difficulty, really.
But Beebs is back in business, including the torch singers and the ladies that bring all the, despicable characters, really, into the bar, such as yourselves. All right. It's been a few days.
Biff, what you been up to, man?
Well, I was supposed to join you guys for this one, but I got on the wrong flight, and then I landed in like a completely different city, and no one there knew my dad, so I couldn't. It took a while for me to get another ticket out, and I don't even remember where I went. And so basically, I've just been like flying around for a while from city to city, and then I was on a boat. I think it was a boat. I don't know. There's a lot of water beneath me, so it was probably a boat. And then finally I'm here. So what does a guy got to do? Who does he got to punch to get a drink around here, man? Like, what the heck?
I hear you.
I got you. You can have mine. I overdid it a little last night.
Yeah, you don't look good.
Yeah, well, I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks that way though.
All right. The only thing else that's come across from the planes is the next day, Chalmers gave you back the flight logs just as a point of interest. A lot of it was water damage, but you were able to tell that the plane was due to dock in Gamboa. But there was another destination that was kind of not very legible. Ghost was worked out, and Chalmers had just kind of filled in the blanks, saying, "Yeah, there's a small island called Ghost Island. There's some natives that live out there, do some fishing. Not sure why. Our departed pilot might want to have gone out there, but yeah,
Maybe we
just
can-
letting you know since you were mildly interested. Not telling him why you were mildly interested in where the plane was going next." But as you're having your beer, and this is like the early afternoon show, so the singers aren't that into it. They take more drinks than they take time singing. It's really half-hearted. Yeah, this is the sad part of the day for this kind of bar.
Yeah.
A young boy walks up to your table. He's one of the natives of Gamboa. He walks with kind of a cocky attitude as his chin barely comes up to the top of the bar or the top of your table as he comes in and says, "Hey, you Americans, you big damn heroes, right?"
Yeah.
No.
I certainly won't argue with that.
French. Sorry.
That's a mythical place. You can't
Never
convince me
heard of
French
it.
is real.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh,
You're right,
if
kid.
only, if only, if only.
Oh well, you're big damn heroes, American or otherwise. I have something that heroes can do.
Oh yeah, kid.
Yeah.
What's that?
And again, he's kind of cocky as he's saying this. He's like, "I'll tell you, but heroes have money."
He thinks we have money. He forgot
Uh.
the French.
Mythical place, mythical money. So he wouldn't take your money anyway. It's got to be fake.
That's right. I'll pull out my Monopoly money.
I'll slap some money on the table.
Okay. He eyeballs it a little bit. Who did that?
Lee.
Lee. Okay. What nationality is Lee?
He's American.
He is American. Okay. He looks down at it and says, "Oh, America must not be the big superpower that we keep hearing about. That's not a lot of money."
I'll add a little more. Rolling my eyes.
Okay, Joe.
You know what?
He says,
I want to take out a couple of the weird, like 7-sided British coins
Mhm.
that are actually only 20 cents, but put those on the table.
He just kind of scoops all the American money and leaves it on the table, scoops it into his pocket, and says, "Hey, well, big damn heroes, you want to go and save people, right? That's what you do?"
Sometimes.
It is my job.
Well, I know where all the missing people are. And me and my friends were doing some diving by the seaside caves.
Are they in those caves?
Yeah.
Are they dead?
Oh, no, they're alive. There's some bad men there, keeping them there.
Why didn't you tell the authorities, kid?
The authorities don't pay money.
Okay, that's
fantastic,
true.
kid.
You've got a good
That's
point.
fantastic.
That's
I
honestly.
give I give him a little more money.
Rest. I believe
Spreading
the term for
capitalism
this is
wherever you go. True American. He's like, "Thank you, Joe. You go save them." He kind of gives you directions to like where the seaside caves are. And then he takes his money and he goes over to the bar, which is a little bit above his head. And he slaps some dollars down and says, give me some beer." Bartender looks down at him, looks over at you guys,
I give him
shrugs,
that
pours him a
nod.
beer.
Yeah, go for
I mean, the bartender's been serving Alex, who can pass for a 16-year-old despite being in their 30s. So
Well, 16, you're good enough to shoot a gun. This kid's maybe 12 or 10.
no.
He just shrugs, takes his money, puts a beer down. Kid
I was logging
uses
that.
both hands to pull that beer off the top of the ledge. He stares at it for a minute, takes a big gulp, gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah. All right, so these sea caves, they tell us which ones to look at.
He told you
Okay.
exactly which side
Okay.
of the island, which caves.
So are these like bad guys? Have you messed with them before, or is it just like different bad guys now?
Talking to the kid, or are you talking to the table? Kid's still
I'll
there
just
at the
say
bar
it-
drinking.
I'll say it really loud so like everyone can hear it in the bar.
So
That's how beefcake works.
All the bad guys in the bar look at each other like, us?
No,
No,
not
not
you,
you guys.
man.
No.
You're good. I mean, you're bad, but you know what I mean.
Not that bad.
bad in the good way.
I'm going to walk up to the. Alex is going to walk up to the kid
Mhm.
and go, put a £5 note down in front of the kid and go, bad guys with the funny hats and the stiff right arms? Question.
He takes your money, looks it over, says, not as good as dollars, but I'll take it. No, smugglers.
Oh, smugglers. No funny hats and stiff right arms.
I don't understand. No funny hats, though.
Okay. Thank you. Walks back to the table. All right. It seems that our
And he shouts at you. One of them speaks kind of a funny language, though.
That could
and then it's just Alex is just going to quickly cycle through French, Spanish, and German to see if any of those sound like it.
He just shakes his head. Nope, nope, nope.
Okay, so we can tell that they can see just fine. I don't know if we're allowed to say the word on Twitch right now.
Mm.
Mm.
Well, I don't care who they are. It
I don't
sounds
really
like
either.
let's go mess their stuff up.
Yeah, that sounds like some good reward money.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, some of the posters that have been put out were offering rewards. Not a lot, but, enough of them.
Yeah.
Hey, dog. Go.
This is definitely a quantity versus quality situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will leave a note with the good doctor so that either once he's finished his duties, he can join us if we're still at it, or in the event that we don't make it back, someone knows what the hell happened to us.
The doctor is being engaged for his services right now. There were a lot of people injured in the storm, so he is not able to join you for drinks.
We'll be fine.
Just going to leave a note with him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're gonna need to like rent a boat or something to get over this thing, or
Nah,
We have the P2Y.
it's on this island. It's not very far.
okay.
Gambo is a fairly small island.
It was caves or something, right? Like they were. He was like cliff diving. That kid said. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it does.
And then we can save the people too. That's fine.
Oh, like cliff dive and then save the people, or save the people?
Yeah, I mean,
dive.
I think. Well, if we save the people first, then like some of them probably aren't going to want to cliff dive. So then that's going to be a whole issue. So if we do it first, like we get it out of the way, get the adrenaline going and everything.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Recreation, then the road.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fun, then work.
As usual, Biff already knows the singer that's doing the morning shift. So as you're leaving, Marcy waves to you. Biff gives you a little nod and wink.
Hey, you guys know Marcy? Never mind.
Oh,
I was here for like a day before you guys showed up, so it's cool. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
guys have been here weeks and you don't know any of their names.
I might have. My last night was long, and honestly, I'm not even sure what my name is at this point.
Probably met them every day for weeks. Still
Yeah.
don't remember.
Honestly, sometimes I wonder what your name is myself. So
Lee has real bad hearing, so the music isn't that great here, apparently.
Well, the kid tells you where they were diving. They were looking for pearls because, if they find them, they sell for quite a bit. And they found this seaside cave. Noticed that there were some boats pulled in, saw some, calls them prison cells, but they were there just like, wooden stakes in the ground to keep the prisoners away, and saw some smugglers that were keeping them there. He recognized some of the people that were reported as missing. Anyway, he tells you how to get there. Of course, their way of getting there was, in fact, to dive off a cliff to get into the lagoon that's by the seaside.
I'm down for that.
So, when you get there, you're
Sounds
noticing this big drop. You might have prepared by bringing some rope, but otherwise, it's a dive.
I'd like to keep my gun from getting wet.
Rope it is.
Well, how about
Beefcake jumps.
yeah?
Doesn't take. He's gonna go. This is what he's here for, right?
I know. I'm disappointed. I forgot about my gun.
I before
Yeah.
leaving for this, Alex would have gone through all the okay, I'm going to need this and that and this and the next
Yeah.
thing out of the
Assume you're
P2Y.
Yeah, assume you're prepared.
Yeah.
You got
So
things.
if there's something that this weedy little person could reasonably have brought, they brought it.
Assume you brought some rope.
Yeah, there's plenty of rope, life preservers, climbing gear. Yeah, well, not climbing gear so much as just a grapple.
All right.
I
Well,
don't think that your average search and rescue seaplane carries a lot of mountain climbing gear.
No. But lots of rope.
Yep.
Lots of rope.
Plenty of rope.
So Biff just gives you the loser sign and dives over
Wow.
the edge.
Yeah,
Climb down,
losers.
set my gun down, and then climb back up, and then jump down.
Well, wait. I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna follow Biff diving, but can you take my gun down for me?
Oh, fine.
I'm not diving. So,
That's
You
fine.
take my gun too, then, and I'll jump.
okay.
We've got
Alright.
3 jumpers.
I
So-
keep my gun and just jump.
That's exactly
Oh,
what
you
I
keep
did.
your gun to jump. Oh, even better. Okay, well,
So they
you
just-
guys had jumped.
After they've jumped, there's just going to be a box on a box full of guns on a rope lowered down after them.
That's how you're going to do it. Okay.
Yeah,
that
no,
works.
I'm not carrying them with me because I'm likely to fall.
All right. Why don't you guys go ahead and make me? It's a good jump to clear all the rock that you see from the cliff going down and to make a good clean splash. So let's call this a strength check. If you have athletics or if you got any particular boon that allows you to do something in a spectacular fashion when doing it athletically, go ahead and make me that check.
All right.
I roll a double.
Remember, if you have a
sixes.
profession that'll help, you would just add in as the modifier the level of your profession. If you have a boon, often it means that you're rolling an extra die, which would be the green button on the character sheet.
It's like y'all know I met expectations.
You did.
Okay, well, a 14. Biff makes a jackknife maneuver, twists several times in the air, and there's hardly a splash as it's a perfect dive on the end. Biff, you go down and you touch bottom with your hand as you rise back up. Lee, not so bad either. It's nice. It's efficient. You don't look as beautiful in the air as Biff does, but it's still a wonderful dive. There's a small splash, not making much noise at the end. Gabrielle, okay, so that's a failure. Do you want to take that failure, or do you want to use one of your precious few hero points to re-roll that?
Let's just start the adventure off by mostly dying.
Okay, so you fall and you try to do something athletic, like maybe doing a turn in the air, and you belly flop.
Ooh.
From the height that you're falling, roll 2d6. You're going to take the highest in damage.
Good.
Starting off well, taking
Yeah.
5 points of damage, just knocking the wind out of you, because damage in this game is very transitory. So you have the wind knocked out of you, but more importantly, it is a loud smack that your flesh makes as it hits the not quite as hard as concrete water as you're spread out. Slowly, your guns are lowered over to the side in a small basket. How is Chuck? How's your character getting down?
I jumped and I rolled double sixes.
Oh, beautiful. Since we're out of combat, double sixes don't do much for you, but you'll get a benefit from this. So, Chuck, you are free to tell me what that benefit is. Otherwise, I have something in mind for you.
I'll let you go with what you got in mind.
All right. So, surprisingly, Biff, since you went first, you're able to watch everyone dive down. You're like, yeah, beat him. You're like holding up numbers. You're like, oh, that's a 5. Oh, that's a 3. And then out comes this beautiful dive unexpectedly from Sam. That is your character's name, right? It's been a bit Sam.
Yeah, that's it.
It is a beauty to behold. Biff does 2 more rotations in the air than you did. It's a solid dive, not a splash. And then when he comes back up, he's holding this giant clam in his hand.
I got
Whoa.
lunch.
Because you went down and did the same thing. You touched bottom and you kind of scooped up this giant clam as you rose up.
Well, all right, I gotta go again. All right, I'm gonna climb. There's not a time limit on this, right? Like,
I don't think so.
The kid told you that it was just a small swim, and you can kind of see the cliffside rising up over to the east from you, and you can see the waves lapping against some of the caves that are very close to the shoreline. You know, he told you count down a little bit, and he said, but when you get really close, be quiet. They won't hear you splashing down. At least they didn't hear the kid splashing down. But when you get closer to those caves, sound tends to travel.
All right, I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it again
go-
later. Never mind.
I'm gonna go get my rifle.
Okay.
Guess we'll go get the gun.
Okay.
Just-
All right,
I
so
wanna
now
do it
they're
again
all
later, too.
down.
And then if the two of you are coming down using rope, if you have
Yeah.
any profession that would give you some hardiness, like if either of you have soldier.
In this case, I think because of all the climbing you have to do when you're shipboard, I think sailor might be
Sure.
applicable.
Sailor would fine. If you have an applicable profession, then you guys don't even have to roll. You just take your time. You come down by this good rope that is solidly put into the cliffside at the top. And
Oh.
you-
Also, I think that courtesy, it might be easier to descend because, up top, I did take the perk for faithful gunner Dimitri. He's, gonna help us descend with the rope and watch to make sure nobody takes our exit strategy.
No. So what happens is you're dangling on the rope, and Dimitri is just lowering you. So you have to do nothing but hold onto the rope as Dimitri just lowers you down.
I have a suspicion that if anyone tries to take out our exit point, they're going to have to deal with faithful gunner Dimitri in an Overwatch position.
He pulls out a cigar and lights it and waves at you. You call when you done. Ah, ah.
He has his cigar. He has his bottle of vodka. He has his nice position with lots of cover and a good rifle. He's not on board a floating rat trap. Faithful gunner Dimitri is happy.
Yeah,
You
one of
go. Have fun now. Be stupid adventurers.
He's got one of these professional soldier stools. He's got the seat with the one leg. He just props up on it.
The seat with
Drinks
one
out of
leg
the
that's
vodka.
practically attached permanently to his ass,
Yeah, mostly. You're all down there. Gabrielle, your stomach is smarting a little bit. So in this game, just as you can spend hero points to immediately heal yourself, or you just take a pause in the combat, and so you'll be fine in a few moments. Is what I'm getting at.
Okay. Here's how long this.
You did make a fair amount of noise, and you guys are talking down there. But the kids again told you, or the kid again told you that they weren't heard and they were splashing around playing. It wasn't until they started swimming out towards the caves that they were quiet. So yeah, you see the caves ahead of you there, a little bit to the east.
Start heading for it.
Yeah.
So Sam, that giant clam you have in your hand, I mean, just out of a lark, you pull out your knife and you leverage it open, and sure enough, there's a pearl inside of that clam.
Nice. All right.
10 out of 10.
Why don't we just keep diving for clams and sell the pearls? This is probably gonna make us more, man.
Yeah. It might, yeah.
We'll
All
just
right,
go out into the lagoon like, hey, we were going to come save you, but never mind, leave us alone.
You're cool.
We are Americans and driven by profit, and this pays more. Sorry.
Come on now. There's people to save.
All right.
So everybody that dove, I'm assuming you know how to swim. We have the one that did not dive. So you are lowered down to the water. There's not really a shoreline here. I assume you're able to swim since you have sailor.
Yeah.
But you do have to get into the water. But you can keep your guns dry now that you're in it.
I mean, they're also just modern cased ammunition. So once you get it out of the water,
no, well, you have a rescue plane, right? So let's say that the chest you put all the guns in is watertight, floats. You just pull it behind you.
That makes sense.
Good enough. So who's taking lead? Or who's taking point in this?
I can take point if you want. Unless
As
somebody else
long
wants
as
to.
it's not
Works for
me,
me.
I'm all right.
Go ahead.
All right.
I'll follow you.
And I'll try to be sneaky.
All right. Well, Lee, since you're taking the lead there and you're being point, why don't you make me a mind check? And if you have any career that would allow you to be a particularly good sight of things, especially things that have been intentionally hidden.
Maybe hunter?
Hunter sounds like a great profession
All right.
to add to it.
Success.
So they did a fairly good job of this. There are two small rowboats that have been pulled to the inside of one of the caves, and they've taken dried kelp and some just trash and debris. Like Gamboa is a pretty big destination, and unfortunately, it also means that you get a lot of garbage in the water right on the shoreline. They've kind of tacked it on to these two rowboats so that they look like they're old and maybe smashed up against the rocks. You can tell that it's been artfully placed that way. You can actually see that the oars have been placed inside of each boat so that they're easily accessible, but they were made to look like it's just flotsam.
It would
Looks
have
like
been
you
less
found the cave.
suspicious. It would have been less suspicious if they just used old boats they bought in the village.
I'm gonna actually take the oars out of the boats so that it's not so easy of a quick getaway now.
Okay, I assume you're doing this fairly quietly.
Yeah. Just
Okay,
quietly.
so the inside of the cave is dark. You can't see in too far, but you got to get the impression of depth and size to it. It opens up fairly large, fairly big area in the back, so you can't see far in there, but you do see kind of like a flicker now and then, like maybe a lantern light or a torch, and it must be like around a curve because it's not. It's just every once in a while you'll see it flash a little bit, but you can hear people talking low. And then occasionally someone in a much louder voice will yell out to quiet down, stop your sniveling. You'll get fed when we get there. Words like that.
Lee
What languages
can't make
do you
out
speak,
any
Lee?
of that. Lee speaks English, German, and Polish, but he also has poor hearing.
Okay.
So
All right. Well, Lee
he can't make,
Lee just hears wah, 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 wah.
Yep.
Biff hears just fine coming up behind.
What? What's up?
Is somebody saying something?
Yeah. What language is that? So Biff only speaks English, French, and Vietnamese.
So Vietnamese and English. is what you're hearing, but there's another language that you haven't heard before. It's strange. It's only one voice talking it.
Alex speaks English, French, Spanish, and German. Any of those?
No.
So I don't know what they're speaking.
I mean, I know what language that is.
Yeah,
Yeah, catch a bullet in the face.
it's a weird name for.
really is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna sneak around this corner so I can see what I can see.
All right,
ready to
just
have
sneak
a
around the
conversation.
corner. I tell you what, make me an agility check.
Anything? Is this for like sneaking kind of thing, or?
Yes, anything that would help you
That's my
sneak, but also take
shotgun.
excuse me, also take a -2 modifier to the roll, as there is
Okay.
actually a guard that is being very observant.
Sure. No failure.
Failure. You're gonna keep the failure?
I'll keep the failure. Let's keep it exciting.
Okay, you keep the failure. So you come up, you're crouching. Everyone thinks that they're sneaking quite well, and that's what you think, until you round the bend and you look up, and there's a rifle barrel just right there, inches from your face, and you look up, and there's a Vietnamese man that's got an old military rifle pointed at you. Now, you didn't really fail. You failed, but you didn't fumble. So
Mhm.
instead of him getting a free action, we'll go ahead and do initiative. And now
Okay.
everybody go ahead and do their initiative or their order. Everyone else is a little further back. Lee is snuck forward a little bit. We'll see how everybody does with this.
No.
Lots of failures.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, the most important one is Lee. Lee,
Mhm.
did you fail?
I did.
Lee, you failed, which
Mhm.
unfortunately means that he goes first.
Yeah.
Did anyone succeed?
No.
No one
No.
succeeded, which makes sense.
Wait. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I just misread the thing. Yeah. I thought
makes
Pan
sense.
succeeded, but
Because everyone else is
misread.
behind Lee. So Lee,
Mhm.
he, he doesn't know why you're here or anything. That you were just sneaking up on him. So instead of shooting you at first, and he only sees you for right now, instead he's just gonna gently use the butt of his rifle to just stroke it across your head lovingly as he tries to knock
yeah.
you unconscious.
Gently.
Gently.
I will tell. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I have no bonus for defense, so.
You have no defense bonus? Okay.
Nope.
In which case, an 11 will hit you.
Mhm.
And let me look something up real quick. I need to get my weapons. Here we go. Okay. This is just going to count as a D6 straight. So just 3 points of lifeblood as he tries to knock you unconscious, and that just doesn't work.
It does not.
Yeah, but he does yell back in Vietnamese. I'm not sure if Lee speaks Vietnamese, but those of you do hear rather loudly someone yelling out, "We got visitors!"
Okay.
All right, so the rest of the action on their side is everybody is essentially, you can hear people grabbing rifles, and you can hear the racking back of slides as they are preparing for visitors. Everyone who failed. Let's start with Lee.
Sure.
Sure.
So Lee is just kind of like wipes his face. And he's like, let me try that. And I will return the favor with my own rifle.
Mhm.
So,
He has no defense.
Okay.
This guy is just a mook.
okay. And then I don't think I have any bonuses for that. Okay.
Boom! It's a success.
Yep. The D6 you said plus strength.
It's a D6 plus strength. He had no strength bonus, and I'm assuming you're not wanting to move that up to a mighty success.
Not right now. That's going to be 6 points then.
6 points knocks him out. You did to him exactly what he was trying to do to you. He crumples to the floor.
You hit here.
Yep. But you are now starting. You hear the sliding and racking of bullets and rifles. You start seeing. They must be lantern lights as you're starting to see them a little into the distance, starting to come your way.
Right.
So let's, Biff. You were close by. You were behind me. What do you want to do?
A little bit.
Yeah, so you can hear these things. The rifles. You can start seeing lights bobbing up ahead.
And there's no one's like immediately within my. Okay.
Now Lee just turned a corner, heard the scuffle, but you haven't even been seen yet by whatever's going on up there.
Is it possible in this cave? Is there like, I'm looking around. Is there somewhere I can kind of climb up to and get like high ground and hide? And, like,
I like it.
To come?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have athletics, right? So no real roll
do.
needed. So you climb up to get a better vantage point to pounce down on someone from above. That sounds great.
Yeah. Okay.
Gabrielle, what are you doing? You are back to your full lifeblood at this point.
I was actually wanting to do something sort of similar, just somewhere where I could maybe shoot from.
Sure. Are you a sports star or have any career that would have given you athletics?
No, I'm not sure I necessarily want to go up or anything. I mean, just like
you just want to kind
of be behind.
Okay, yeah, you just want to get some cover behind something. Okay, so yeah, you crouch behind something and you wait. Yeah, that works.
I don't need to fall down again.
Alex.
So you kind of described there's a bend in the thing.
Yeah, and so Lee just disappears around the bend, and then you hear these noises.
All right, so Alex is going to get into cover right at the bend, pop around the cover with the plan B, also known as that trench gun that I've been keeping in my back pocket, shotgun.
Okay.
Is the baton within the first range increment?
It is not. As a matter of fact, the only thing you can see are lights in the distance. You feel free to shoot at them, but you can't make out forms, just lights.
Well, oh shoot, there's civilians in here, and I'm probably loading dog shot, so I really don't just want to shoot into the dark. So given that I'm in the dark and they have lights, they probably can't see me for shit. So I'm actually going to crouch down, take cover, and prepare to shoot whichever one of them comes into my line of sight. Whichever one of them obviously presents itself as an armed first.
Sure. Yeah, but you're kind of like in the right around the bend, right there, hunkered down, just hoping they can't see you, not taking cover behind anything really.
I mean, like halfway behind that corner, kind of. You know you probably know the position.
Yeah, Sam, how about you?
Yeah, I just crouched behind a rock, got my revolver ready. First person I see coming around that's not Lee, I'm just gonna start blasting.
Sure. So you guys are basically preparing an ambush, is what it sounds like here.
That's it.
So Lee, you're really the only one that's some of the light does kind of reflect off of you, but you're the only one that's in view. So as they come around, you do see that it's maybe half a dozen men, 6 men. They're all dressed kind of like the folks that are here. They're utilitarian wear. Nobody's wearing uniforms. They would blend in on the street corner in Gamboa easily. They all have old military rifles as they come by, and only seeing you, Lee. Now, you guys that are doing your little ploy here, I'll let you go first, but I'm just setting it up so you know what to react to. 3 of them step forward, 3 of them stay back with their guns at you. The 3 that step forward yell at you, Lee, like, "Who are you? What are you doing here? Put your hands up. Come out here where we can see you," as the lights kind of bob. So those of you that are kind of waiting in queue, Alex especially, these 3 guys come forward holding the lanterns up high, so they step in and you can clearly see them. As Lee, you're gonna have to squint a little bit as this light is shining on you. They've got these lanterns that have the directional beam. You know, its sides are covered. Covered lantern, that's the name of them. And so these beams are just coming right at you, kind of blinding you. And again, you're not dressed in a uniform or anything. You look like somebody that just walks the streets of Gamboa yourself. So they're questioning you.
What language did they speak?
Seeing as you are not native, they are they're talking American, English.
Okay. All right. So
you can't really see much about them because you're being blinded by this light.
Okay. So
hold on. You hold on because you were failing and not ready to pounce. Some of you were ready to pounce though. Alex especially. It's just like right behind Lee, having that gun out. There are 3 targets there that you can see. There's more behind them that you can't see as well, but you still don't know if there's prisoners right behind them or where your scatter might go.
Oh, once you're close enough, you know, it's not... Scatter from a shotgun isn't that wide. Once they're within about 20 feet, though, of me, that's a 3d6H.
Yeah. So you'll have to move, and you're going to have to get in front of Lee. Otherwise, your shot's going to catch some of Lee, which is not. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You just kind of come out around the corner a little bit, take a half step forward, and you can pull your trigger. I'm letting you have priority over them because this is an ambush. If you want to do that, you can.
I don't really want to come around Lee because I only have 11 lifeblood.
You're going to have to, though, with a shotgun. Lee's right in the way. Otherwise,
oh. Can I use Lee as cover?
Yeah, I mean, you're still going to have to step out, though, to do this.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, John.
Fine.
Alex steps out and uses Lee as a human shield as you start blasting.
I mean, to be fair, Alex is a tiny person, and Lee was already in trouble. And Lee is a big guy.
Not that big.
Yep. So this is
White
a
ring.
burst weapon. So you're a -1 to hit. So when it gets to modifiers, you're -1 because you're using a burst. However, it gives you +2 to damage when you figure damage if you hit, and you can spread it out amongst 2 of the 3 that are here because you don't spread that much.
Okay. And I'm within that first thing, so it gives me the 3d6H. How the hell do I roll that?
Well, you need to see if you hit first.
Okay. Right. Which I have no realistic bonus to, unless somehow sailor or aviator or agility count.
Generally, you don't add your career into a combat situation. So if you look at your character sheet there, along the side, you've got both melee and ranged. You're going to be using that ranged button. And when you click it, it's going to ask you what range increment you're in. You put in that. The modifier, when it asks, is going to be -1. They don't have a defense, so there's no defense to put in.
Okay. Modifier is -1.
Yeah, this is why Lee has bad hearing. People are shooting shotguns off next to his ears.
You know, next to his nipple. Alex is very small. Like 4'10".
Mm-hmm. So give us that roll.
Success.
It is a success. Okay, so you're going to roll that damage. And the damage, once we get the total, we're going to spread it out amongst our mooks here. And let's see
so
how many you end up killing.
3d6H. How do I roll that? Because it only lets me do a d6H.
Just manually roll 3d6 and take the highest.
Well, actually, with 3d6H, you roll 6d6 and you take the 3 highest. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Next step.
That's intense. So that's a 4, a 5, and a 4.
Okay. So 15 total because you get 15 total because you get a +2 to burst. 15 total is going to mow down 2, but the 2 that you're able to shoot. I mean, the buckshot just tears through them, dropping them. Their lanterns go rolling. Who wants next? So there's still one directly in front of Lee. having a rifle out and holding a lantern that you guys can definitely see fully illuminated, especially now with the lanterns kind of crazy all over the place. There's us 3 more, a little bit back. We'll say 1 range increment back that are in the guard position. So they're getting ready to fire. But you guys can take your turns before that happens. So who wants next? Biff, you're waiting to drop down on someone. So no one's come forward enough yet. So if you
That's
want
what
to
I was gonna
continue to wait, you
I'll
can.
wait. Yeah, I'll wait.
Okay.
I'll squeeze out a shot.
You're going to squeeze out a shot. Go ahead, Sam. Squeeze one out.
I want to squeeze one out. What's my range on this?
If you're shooting the one that is right there in front of Lee,
Mhm.
it's right there. The range increment is
Close.
what do you call it? Point close,
Point?
0.
Yeah.
Close.
No
All right.
modifier.
They got a defense.
They do not have a defense.
That's an 11. So
That's a hit.
success.
Okay, go ahead and roll the damage for your gun.
6.
6. Yeah, it's like a headshot, just right in the head. So now you've got the lantern lights, 3 lanterns laying on the ground, beams going in all directions. Anyone else want to do something before the 3 in the back?
Yep.
Get
I
the
guess
fire.
I'll take a shot at one in the
All
back.
right. We'll say one of the beams of light does reflect back that way, so you can see these 3 guys in the back. 2 of them look just like the ones that came forward to Lee. One of them does have a uniform on. It's not any kind of uniform you've ever seen, though.
Just for optimization, let's shoot one of the other guys.
Now, your range increment is going to be, let's see here, medium, so -1 modifier. It should do it itself if you put in medium as your range.
Okay. I already did that. I
Boom.
was ready to roll.
That's a success. You get a 9. Go ahead and roll your
Hooray.
damage.
Also 6.
Also 6. Again, that crazy beam of light that just happens to fall across this person's face as it's going down. One more bullet. A hole blossoms between his eyes as he drops down. So there are still 2 back there. Biff is waiting to pounce upon someone. Everyone else has gone. Lee, I'm not including you in this because you weren't doing the waiting trap, we'll say.
Yeah.
So they're going to take their turn, and then Lee, you can go.
Mhm.
So the only person, well, they've got a shot. They've got shots at Lee, definitely. They also have a shot at Alex, who's getting a little bit of cover behind Lee. And Sam and Gabrielle kind of moved out as well. But honestly, Lee, you're the one that they see as well as Alex. So,
that's fair.
yeah, one of them is going to shoot at Lee.
Mhm.
Lee, do you have any kind of defense?
Nope.
No. All right. So they have a -1 for range, and just gonna make it evens. So this is the one at Lee. Oh, and I put it in the wrong window. Darn it. 5 is not going to make it, or a 4 actually. So just a miss, just a blatant miss. The other one's going to actually go for Alex, who I'm going to give it just a little bit of cover to.
I also have a defense of 2.
You have a defensive 2. Okay, so it's going to be -2 to this roll. Okay, so a 6 is still a miss. Shots go wide. Now, Lee, you can act.
All right. Lee is going. It drops like almost basically prone, and he's using the guy that he knocked out as like a rest for his rifle, and he is going to. What do I see? What targets are still up?
You've got that one crazy lantern beam that's kind of playing over there, and you can make out there's one person in a uniform, a strange uniform you haven't seen before. And then there's another one that looks just like these guys, just like someone you'd find in the streets of Gamboa. They
right,
both have rifles trained on you.
I will shoot at the person in a uniform.
You're gonna shoot at the one in the uniform. Okay, so it's -1 for range. It is medium range. They do have a defense of 2.
Okay. And then...
And so This is one of the cool things that villains get to do. You make that shot, and you would normally be right on target, but he grabs the guy next to him, pulls him in front of him, using him as a blade of armor. Your shot hits this guy. Go ahead and roll damage.
Right. So it's 5, yeah, because it's got everything added in.
5, yep. It goes down. Yeah, the bullet hits him right in the chest. There's arterial blood that pours out as the villain just lets him drop.
And I'm just racking it.
Okay, you rack it. So next round, there's no surprise from everybody except for Biff if it comes to it. And it might, as the person in the uniform starts yelling out a high-pitched scream. It might be a word, you're not sure, and draws this long curved sword as he makes this incredibly fast kind of shuffling move to you, or it's really hard to see his feet moving as he comes towards you with this blade, and he's going to sweep it and cut your head off. Biff,
What about Biff?
I'm going to let you have the jump because the guy's getting so close to Lee that you're just right there that you could do something.
So Biff is gonna, he's got his brass knuckles on his fist, and he's gonna leap off, making probably more noise than he should in a situation like this. But he's not.
Well, this guy's screaming as he's running towards Lee. His long.
All right. Okay. So just melee.
His melee. He has a defense 2.
All right. So is that like a -2 to the modifier then?
Does it not ask you for the defense? It
okay.
Should when it.
No, it does. You're right. I got it. So that's 2. It's a failure. Can I hero point it?
You can.
Yeah.
You can re-roll that with a hero point.
Yeah, I'll give it another go.
And you've got all 5 of yours since you weren't here last mission.
Yep.
All right. Come on now. Come on. There we go.
Success
this time.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead and do your damage.
I also have Thunder Blow.
Yes.
So my first successful melee attack against any foe is considered a mighty success.
Mm-hmm.
And any damage dice that result in a 1 or a 2 are rerolled until a higher result than 2 is made. So
So with a mighty success,
Yeah.
you have that list of things you can do, which includes there's one that just does more damage as well. Let me get it up here real quick.
Okay.
Mighty success. Here we go. So with the mighty success, you have the options of carnage, which means you can just take in another immediate attack after this one. You can disarm, you can knock them down. Precision strike, useful if you're trying to disarm them, for instance. Rabble Slayer, this person isn't rabble though, so it's really not going to help in this situation. Or just bloody slash, crushing blow, deadly shot. It's just a +6 to the damage.
Yeah, crushing blow. Yeah, that
right.
sounds good. I like that. All right. So should I just put the 6 in like the modifier when I pop up my damage roll?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. 9 points, but I should get to reroll one of those because I did roll a 1.
Yeah, just
Let me-
re-roll the extra die and just add that to it if it's
Okay, so 11, I believe.
11. That's exactly what he had on Lifeblood. So as you come down with your brass knuckles, you just cold cock him on the side of the jaw and you knock him unconscious. He drops this interesting looking long blade. It's a 2-handed blade with a curved edge to it. It's really well kept. Looks really sharp. But yeah, he's out cold. And you
Hey
don't
guys.
do anything else.
Thank you,
Nice.
Biff. I'll get up. Well, let's. I'll go grab a lantern. Further in.
Yep.
You go further in. There's like a small camp table that's set up. It looks like they were enjoying a meal. One of them has a bowl with rice and fish in it. The other ones are, there's some sandwiches laying there. It looks like they were having a fairly good meal. But more importantly, there's like a small niche in the cave here, which they have put in fairly thick, stout wood bars to make like a cell. and there's several of the local populace. Some of the pictures that you've seen on the street, some of the drawings, there's recognizable people that have been gone missing that have been asked for, and they're all they put their arms to the bar, they're just speaking like, "Hey, help! Let us out! Let us out!"
Alex immediately would go over, that's and open up their cell for them. And depending upon what it is, maybe cut the whatever little things are binding the wood together to keep it upright or something. So
you cut through a bunch of leather straps that are serving as kind of a door. You just cut through them, letting everyone out. And they're like, "Oh, we haven't been fed in a couple of days," and they just fall on the food that's on the table there. They start eating.
Okay.
And you get the story. They were just taken off the streets. Most of them were coming home from a bar, a little inebriated. Remember being hit in the back of the head, and they woke up down here. Captors were taunting them, saying that they'd get a good price for them. They pointed at the one uniformed guy, and he said that they've taken over Ghost Island, and this guy right here was going to pay them top dollar for our work.
This guy right here.
Do you all think you're... See, the boats are still intact, yes? So that would mean we have yours, we can get them there. Otherwise, I think I'd have to go get the the P2Y.
Yeah, we can just...
They were waiting for a boat to come and get us tonight.
We got 2 reasons to go to Ghost Island.
So, Alex, tonight would be high tide. They're probably waiting for the water levels to rise enough to get a better boat through here instead of just these rowboats that were stashed up front.
So, is there enough with the rowboats that we could get these people out of here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're still going to have to climb the cliff, but luckily you've got a rope stuck in the cliff. And
yeah. How about we get these folks out of here?
If these people are not ready to climb a cliff, we can send me up and have me come back with the P2Y, land it in the lagoon, and just take them onto our lovely rescue plane, which is able to handle... I still laugh that we were going for something smaller than a Catalina. I thought I found it, and then I found out I was wrong.
It's a big boat.
It can still put 24 people in it. And that's not counting the 3 gunners and the pilot and the co-pilot.
So all of you guys here that have had any military training, if you've got soldier, I'd even say sailor as a background, if you want to make me a mind check, and you can add that profession, either soldier or sailor in.
Question, would being a military pilot count?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mind check. Do I
and
have...
the modifier is how many
would
points you have in your...
observant help?
No.
Darn. I imagine
This is just
Daredevil's not going
knowledge.
to be of any use.
This is just knowledge. Yeah, well, Sam, definitely. Even your spy background probably helped with this. Alex, you might have come across this. I mean, yeah, the man in the uniform is Japanese.
It's an 11.
Little odd.
So.
Be out here in Gamboa, but yeah, the man is wearing a Japanese uniform, and yeah, it's a little odd.
Why would the Japanese be here in Gamboa? The Japanese were our allies. Then again, they and the Americans have been having a tiff over the Pacific for the last few years. I suppose they might be thinking about going a little more imperial than they already are. An unwise decision, all in all.
Well, I don't think they're exactly starting an arms trade right here, but okay. But we got a couple options. First, one thing not an option. We got to get these folks out of here. Second, do we want to we could set up an ambush for this boat when it comes by, or we could go and fly to the island directly. But I don't know. Depending on the size of it, they might just see us coming and be ready for us. But if we take their own boat.
I like the boat idea.
I would like to make a suggestion.
Okay.
We approach the Major in town. Now, I don't know how much help he'll be able to get. But the P2Y if he can at least get us a few Lewis guns, can mount them.
And we're just going to fly around and shoot the island?
We don't have to shoot the island. We can shoot at the boats if we must. We'll have machine guns. They'll be in, well, possibly an armed boat, but
But how durable is your plane?
it's been shot at before.
Okay.
I mean, the United States military only just started to retire these.
Got a good deal. Only shot at 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Only a few holes.
I vote boat ambush.
And then we can at least try to arrange to have some machine guns when we ambush their boats.
I'd be tempted to just try and get them when they get off the boat.
I'm trying so hard to get machine guns for Dan.
I mean, like, I do want machine guns, but I feel like this might be more sensible, though.
Might
Yeah,
also
so what's the
be
plan
like-
to get all these prisoners out of here? They gotten
This
food.
might be like timing thing too, you know. The longer we wait to do something, I don't know.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
we
this
should
is-
have a pretty good idea they're going to be here.
You started off early afternoon, so this is mid to later afternoon now. High tide, Alex is next 3 hours or so.
All right, so how long would it... So versus how... Okay, so if we can get them up the cliff, we already have Dimitri on top of the cliff to pull people up. And as we get more people, we plenty of rope, we can pull people up, so that wouldn't be much of a challenge.
Or we just stick them in the rowboats and tell them to paddle back to the...
Yeah, they're perfectly happy to do that too. I mean, they know the shores here. They can
Yeah.
take themselves home.
Right there,
Let's
helping
do
out.
that.
Sounds good.
So, possibly, if you all set up an ambush on the ground, I can go try to talk to the Major as best as I can with what information we found here. And try to come back with me and Dimitri and the P2Y and give you air support.
Sure, I guess, if you want to do that. I mean, theoretically, he's not in league with the Japanese, but whatever.
Hopefully. Might also be able to see about acquiring a couple more strapping Americans to come help us.
Beefcake has no opinion on this, but he is right now shadow playing with a sword, where he's just.
I was going to ask if you had picked that up.
Does this
'cause
look
I was gonna
good?
tell you to.
You think is
It
this
does. It looks
intimidating?
good.
Looks
It
badass.
looks good. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay.
So also you have a potential prisoner. Just keeping that in mind. The Japanese officer is still alive. You got
This
him
guy?
exactly zeros, who is knocked unconscious.
Oh, we got some rope. We'll tie him up.
Okay.
No, he doesn't.
Do any of you speak Japanese?
Nope. I speak French.
Okay, so we can't like question him or nothing then.
Wait,
Okay, so why are we wasting the
he's
rope?
awfully dead, isn't he?
It could be.
No,
dead.
no, he's just sleeping. Look, see?
Yeah, you see him
Ah.
breathing just a little bit.
Well,
He's just sleeping.
Perhaps.
Now we can have
Okay.
really sleeping.
I may not be able to lift him much, but Dimitri probably can. I mean, he horses around bloody machine guns all day. Well, he used to, anyways. Machine guns. I could try. The two of us could bring him back to the town for the Major, and the Major might be able to get someone who can speak Japanese.
Sure.
And then I can come back either. Worst comes to worst with a P2Y with Dimitri shooting a rifle out the back. Best comes to best, I have machine guns and a bunch of American soldiers. Wait, were we on... Was this a British colony or an American thingy?
Neither.
Whose was it?
No one.
Gamboa does have a military base on it, but it's kind of unofficial.
Who's military?
No one's.
Yeah, it's well, the person you've spoken to was, I believe, he is American. Let me make sure of that real quick. Yes, he is American.
I see. Okay, so he's American.
Mhm.
So unless somebody is paying him a lot of money, we can probably count on him to at least try to find somebody to interrogate this guy. And maybe let me have a couple machine guns for the
Are
P2Y
you
to
going
help support
pay
you.
him a lot of money for the machine guns?
You don't have a lot of money. Keep that in mind.
We do have quite a bit of money that might be able to rearrange. If bribes have to be arranged, we can arrange them. A number of you fought in the war. You know how valuable air support is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So-
I mean, could be.
So looking at this, it took about an hour to get here. May take less time getting back since you know your way back now. Getting here was a little bit of a gamble going from the kids' description. So maybe 40 minutes to get back from here. If you don't have to take care of the prisoners, they're just going to row themselves home. That's no big deal. And then again, high tides in about
You said
3-ish
You
hours.
said 3 hours?
Yeah, 3 for all the way, like as high as the tide's going to get. But technically, in about 2 hours, you could get a larger boat through here. 3 would be safer.
Time to like, get ready,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
find some good vantage points.
So let's see. So that's 40 minutes. That means if it's 40 minutes on foot, that's probably like 5 minutes to get the P2Y in the air and 10 minutes to get here at most. So that would leave me with 40 minutes. That would leave me with an hour and 5 minutes to convince the major and get any sort of munitions and or things loaded onto the P2Y. Okay. So let's boogie. So me and Dimitri ought to boogie while they figure their things out.
Sure. So, Alex, you go away, and we'll handle you trying to convince the military commander to help you with anything. You're not. Well, I suppose you could take the prisoner with you. Dimitri certainly could haul him up by the rope, leaving him unconscious. So, are you taking the prisoner with you, or are you leaving the prisoners with your friend, or prisoner with your friend?
Take him away.
Dude,
Take 'em
I'll
away?
leave that up to the rest of you. Because if you think you can keep him safe, keep him contained here and hand him to the major later.
I kill him. I'll keep him contained here.
Right, I was just gonna chop his feet off or something. I don't want to carry him, and we can't speak Japanese. So, like, if you want to take him, go ahead. Like, I think that we're
Yeah.
not gonna do anything with him except breach
Keep an eye on
any
him.
ethical and moral violations.
Alrighty. I'll have to buy Dimitri some top shelf vodka after this, but I think I can convince him. Alright.
Dimitri has exceptionally good hearing, and you hear him yell out, "And more cigars!"
Yes, and more cigars. I'll get to pick up a few for me too while I'm at it, come to think of it.
Right, so Alex taking the prisoner away, trying to get what help that can be gotten from the military commander back in Gamboa. The rest of you guys get a few hours to kill. There's not a lot here. I mean, there's an awful lot of food here, actually.
Mm-hmm. I was going
but
to ask what
They weren't feeding the prisoners. I'm sorry. Say that again, John.
Oh, I was going to ask what's all in this little cave? Is there like any documentation, or is there food, or
There's food, bag of rice. There's some potable water. There's some cookware. It looks like this cave has been used frequently, quite a bit. And actually, looking at the cage that's been put in, I mean, this took some time to get this stout wood in here. It looks like they actually used some concrete to put it into the floor and ceiling of the cave here. This was thought out. This took time. This wasn't something that was just done quickly. They may have been doing this for a while.
yeah, that would be my expectation. Okay. We should also gather up these rifles,
Mhm.
or if you want one, grab one.
Yeah, I might take one.
See what they had on them, what kind of rifles they were. Not statted out. So just just military rifles.
Okay.
D6 high
Mhm.
+2.
D6 high. Yeah.
While we're at it, what should I do for that sword, Bert?
Oh yeah, the sword. It is. Give me a second here. Melee and archaic weapons. Here we go. Sword, two-handed, D6H.
Got it.
Could be used either single or two-handed, and you get your full strength bonus on it.
Ooh. That's a sexy
Very
sword.
nice.
There you go. So food, but nothing really else. You don't find any documents, no paperwork, nothing like
Anything
that.
on? Oh, well, we sent him off already. Never mind. I was gonna ask if there's anything else on the guy with the uniform, but yeah, too late.
Does the food look like something they might have taken from town? Like someone's
Yes.
funneling food from town? Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, it looked like food that's just been bought around town. You got a bag
Okay.
of rice, you got vegetables, fish. They could have even just caught the fish themselves. And again, the rabble were all dressed just like people you'd meet in Gamboa. They probably were from Gamboa, hired.
All right.
Not the
Well,
one.
they were perfectly I'm not there, never mind.
So we're gonna like wait around in case they show up with their boat, and then we're gonna hurt them and take their boat, right?
Yep.
In that
Okay,
order.
cool.
I'm already gonna start looking for like little ambushy spots. Do you want to let them
Yeah.
get into the cave? You think?
Yeah,
And then we'll get in there. That way you can get on board.
Yeah. I like that.
I do. Too.
Anybody have sailor as a career?
Sure. do.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys
I
can
do.
tell that like the very early part of the tunnel does flood when high tide hits, so they probably will bring the boat just right into the front area of the sea cave.
Oh, nice. Is there anything near the front area where we can get like up? So like
Yes, there are actually caves higher up than your cave.
Okay. So like my intention is to just cannonball into their boat.
Nice.
So is there a place I could go and make that
That's
happen?
horrifying.
Absolutely. So you pick like a cave entrance that's maybe a little higher than it needs to be, but it's more dramatic. So you scale
Absolutely.
the cliff.
You get me. It feels
Yeah.
seen.
I, I'm looking for a nice sniping perch.
Okay. You can climb the wall and get into like a cave niche that's a little off to the side, so that you've got a great line of sight right to the cave mouth that you guys are in now. So you can set up there. That's fine. Sam is blacked out apparently.
Yep. Chuck had to step away for a minute.
That's fine. How about you, Gabrielle? What are you doing for
It's
preparations?
the same thing. You know, looking for somewhere to shoot from.
Okay, that's fine. Let's say you go on the opposite side of Lee, so you can get them in a crossfire, but not right at each other. And then Sam will do what Sam does because Sam's a nasty spy.
Indeed.
So you wait it out. Night starts coming. The water starts lapping at the entrance to the cave that the prisoners were held in. And the first thing you notice is the sound. Chugging motor, then silence. And then the next thing is a search beam. A very high-powered light is playing over the cave entrance. And then it flashes a few times. Like, these lights that are made to do Morse code, So it flashes a few times, but they're not doing a message in Morse. They're just flashing the light right at the cave entrance. And then you see this gunboat kind of come into the harbor. The engines have been killed, and they're using poles to move the gunboat into place. And they basically park it right at the entrance of this cave that's now the front of it submerged, and the spotlight is being played down that cave. And again, almost impatiently, you see it flash a few times. So Biff, they're right under you. You see one man is manipulating the light. to either side are 2 men with rifles. They're all dressed up in the Japanese uniform. There are 4 men on each side using poles to move the gunboat into place. So there's 11 people up top that you see.
Quietly. Oh, just 11? This will be fine.
Biff can take them all.
Jerry made the character, so I feel okay doing this. So, in Beefcake's head, he's going to shout "cannonball," but he's not going to actually do it. He's just going to aim for one of the guys with the guns at the top there, and he's going to see if he can just with the sword, just kind of just see if he can just take him out.
Sure, I'll tell you what. Make me a. Let's do a strength roll as you leap to the boat far below, just to land near this person. If you hit it just right, I'll give you a bonus to your damage as you just come straight down, and then you'll make the attack roll to see if you hit first. Of course.
Okay.
And if you're athletic, more than athlete is exactly what this is for.
Okay.
So you can roll that extra die in there.
And do I put any of my careers into this?
If you've got the sports
star,
great. Yeah, throw that in there.
Let's do it. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, no negative modifiers. The boat's pretty much in place.
Okay, 16.
That is a double 6.
It's a double 6. Okay, so here's the thing. So, do you want to make that a legendary?
And it sinks.
Do you want to make that a legendary success by spending a hero point?
Of course I do. Yes, very much so.
So, like the silent soul of murder itself, you drop down. You're using your blade, but I think does Mighty Blow specifically say it has to be fisticuffs? I don't think so. I think it's just
it's melee.
Yeah. So you get that as you're coming down on this poor person. Now, you get off that menu of choices for mighty success and higher. You get to choose 2 things from that menu of choices, and of course, one of them is rabble killer.
Yeah.
Where instead of doing damage, whatever you roll is how many of the rabble you kill.
I think that seems like a good usage of this right now. Is that right?
Start at 1 and then just work your way across.
Yeah.
Just killing everyone.
Yeah, I just bounce.
Okay. Honestly, I think you could take the extra damage, the +6, and the rabble killer, so that's 6 more men that you kill, basically.
Yeah,
Bert, I think you talked me into it. Just boom. Yeah. I'll do that. So
okay.
All right. So I do.
Daimyo Biff, eh?
Yeah.
So I'm rolling. Am I just rolling damage?
You're just rolling damage because I think your thunder blow means you automatically hit the first round of combat, right?
No, it's my first successful melee attack against any foe is considered.
Make your melee attack.
Okay. All right. Oh goodness, this is where it all goes south. Okay. All right. Any defense?
No. The one that you're going against is just rabble. You'll be able to
failure.
Okay. What did you fail by? No, you. Okay. So you would have gotten a +2 bonus from the agility. Okay. So you actually make it right on. So you make the attack.
So 9. Okay.
Then go ahead and roll damage. I think with a +6, it pretty much takes care of anyone anyway. So yeah. So just describe it. So you're going to take out everybody except for one because there is a tough here. The tough is actually the person that is flashing the light. So what does that look like? You just murder everybody aboard except for the one guy flashing the light.
So I think I just drop and I take the sword and it just kind of clips right through one guy's head. That head just pops over to one of the dudes who's got the guns, hits him in the back of the head, which causes him to just like panic fire. He shoots 2 of the guys with the poles. They fall into the water, turns around, tries to shoot at me. I duck, and then he shoots the other 2s, and then I just thrust the sword forward, and all that's left is the guy with the light.
Yeah, he's the guy signaling light. Now, everybody go ahead and make your priority or initiative roll.
I mean, I don't even know if I want to help at this point. I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Let me know when everybody has made it. Who has made the roll? Has succeeded in the roll?
Dan.
Only Dan.
Just
Dan.
Dan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this means that let's see, success before everyone else. So Dan, you go before everyone else. The tough will then go, and then everyone else can go. So Dan, you are set up in a sniper spot. You can take a shot at this lone guy that's still left.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I will.
Okay, so you had to be a little bit of a distance. We're going to call this medium for the missile fire range when it asks for it.
Okay, I do have rifles, so does that affect it?
Unless you have a scope, no.
Okay. I don't think so. Defense?
His defense is 3.
Oh, no. That's bad. Let's just do it again. 'Cause,
You spend a hero point and redo that?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Still a failure. Okay, the shot goes off. You do have to take the second roll. So the shot goes off. It goes wide because he nimbly, almost like a dancer, he avoids it as he draws his own sword and the wakizashi. So he's got the short and long sword in both hands as he screams and comes towards Biff. Because I don't believe anyone else passed their initiative. That's right. Okay, so they go next. So Biff, this crazy man, just pirouetted around a bullet and is coming right at you with these 2 swords drawn. What's your defense?
1.
Okay.
He's got the sword up. He's like, what? What are you so mad about, man?
Probably because before I shot, I said, I'm helping, and then fired.
Boom. 7 is going to miss, but you know what? I have villain points. I am going to re-roll that.
Fair enough.
He still misses. It is a flashing. It's amazing. It's a flash of blades, and even though Biff has never touched a katana before, he's just smacking those blades aside, almost like he's using a Louisville Slugger. Actually,
It's like
Just
a
to knock
baseball
them
bat. Whoa.
all right.
Like
So
a
everyone who
sharp
failed
baseball
initiative can go next. So
So-
why don't
so-
we have Biff go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I mean he'll just attack. Yeah, it's special.
So he does have
so
a
he'll-
defense of 3 as he's using these swords
Oh.
to weave
Oh
this
dear.
defensive.
Okay, so string. You said 3? Oh my.
3.
Okay.
It's going to be tough to hit.
Yeah, it is. Ah.
Boom! Failure. You wanna hero point that up or no?
It's gonna be really hard to hit. How well did I roll? Actually, didn't roll that well. Sure, why not? I like spending in-game currency. Sure, let's do it. 3, 9. There we go.
Success. Okay. You hit. Go ahead and do your damage.
And my mighty success, I think, would apply in this case because it is against any foe. So this is my first attack against this
First
foe.
attack against this foe.
Okay, so swinging away. Oh god, 6. That's terrible.
Okay. But it counts as a mighty success, right?
Yeah, it counts as a mighty
Right.
success.
So you could do the extra 6 points of damage, or you could just take a second attack against him.
I'll just do the 6 points because they're kind of hard to hit. I'll just do the extra 6 points of damage.
Okay. Your katana slashes out, and maybe he somewhat avoids the sword strike as he takes it as a slash against his chest, but then you reverse it and you hit him on the side of the cheek with your pommel because you did just enough damage to knock him unconscious.
Donk.
Yeah.
Hey.
And he drops. You see that he's got a pistol on the side of his waist. German pistol.
Wow, Biff.
Whoa. Hey guys, I got us a boat,
This is
guys.
done.
Did I help? Did I do it right?
Yeah, it's all good. I'll climb on down.
Oh, did Sam see that? That was like way better than Sam's dive, right?
Yeah, that was. Oh,
You guys saw
where
that,
did you
right?
learn this?
Sam somehow got onto the boat and steps out of a shadow as a dagger in hand was going to stab him in the back, but it's like,
He was just up there with his rifle getting ready. And that nope.
Yep. Nope.
And somewhere over the island.
Yeah, you got a bunch of murdered people on board, and one unconscious person, but you got a boat.
Wait, there's one dude still breathing. You can shoot him. I can hold him up. Here, there you go. No, okay.
Well, the plan was to bring air support. I don't think it'll be necessary.
All right, what do you want to do with the boat? You do have a captive who's unconscious. Now, if anybody has first aid, you can make them conscious and interrogate. If anybody has a career that would, you don't have to have a career that's specifically a doctor. Like soldiers would have had some mediocre medical training.
I can give it a shot. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to roll for it. I suppose you bind the person first and just kind of slap them awake. He just stares daggers at you.
I'll start speaking to him in French.
In French?
just to confuse him.
Gerard Depardieu, baguette.
Yes. He speaks French.
Oh.
He's giving you
Oh,
essentially a version of name, rank, and serial number.
I don't have any of those.
No, I mean that's what he's telling you.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll speak in English. Oh, maybe he speaks English too.
He does.
Wow.
Oh, good.
The multilingualness of this game is impressive.
It's one of the precepts of the game is that you're world travelers. You have a lot of experience with different languages, etc. All right, yeah. So you got him captive. You've got at least 2 languages you can speak the same as. But we're going to cut scenes for a moment as Alex has finally arrived back in Gamboa City proper. Yeah, I mean, you have a phone number that you can call the base commander to see if what aid that they're going to get. So here's the thing: you're a civilian. There's no way in hell they're going to give civilians machine guns. That's just not going to happen. Having a Japanese prisoner. Well, we're not at war with Japan yet. It's like, why do you have this Japanese officer? I mean, some respect. Come on. So here's what I want to do. You got a few things going against you. Why don't you persuade this person to help you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's going to be a mind check, and if you have a career that makes you particularly persuasive against people. But this is going to be a really tough sell. You're a civilian. They definitely don't want to arm civilians, and you've got this foreign national that we're not at war with. You're giving them a story about prisoners, but where are the prisoners? What prisoners?
Let's see. Based on my guess, they'd be about here, coming around the coast.
Yeah, so make me that roll, and let's see how pliable the base commander is going to be to give you any kind of help.
Okay, is Dmitry able to help me at all with his fluent Russian gunner arguments?
No.
God damn it! I was hoping he'd be able to help me because he's smarter than I am.
So mind roll. If you have a career that would make you particularly persuasive, you can add it. Otherwise, it is going to be a -2 modifier. Regardless.
I have aristocrat socialite.
That would work in this case.
At +0.
Okay, so it's not going to add anything to you. But there you go.
All right, so roll that. Normal at -2.
-2.
Okay. I want to spend a hero point and re-roll that.
Okay. Before you do, so we're going to do a little succeeding with failure here. So he's definitely not with a 6. With a failure, he's definitely not going to arm you, but he's more than willing to send a couple of soldiers along with you if you want to do a flyby and see if there's really something going on that island. So with a failure, that's the best you're going to get. You're going to get a couple of mooks to go along with you, but nothing else until you get him some solid intel as to why the American government needs to get involved in anything here.
I mean,
now, if you want better than that, feel free to hero point that up and try again.
Absolutely.
Failure. No. So that's the best you're getting.
Okay.
You have to take the second roll. So
can I? Will at least. So how many people am I being given, and can I at least convince them to be given at least one light machine gun?
no, he's not going to arm you, but he will send He will send 6 soldiers with machine guns.
We don't. Oh, the 6 soldiers have machine guns.
Yes.
Excellent.
No,
I don't need one.
So system-wise, though, giving mooks rabble guns doesn't really help because they only do a set amount of damage. But yeah, it makes you feel good.
Okay. And if one of them gets shot, then
You can
Dimitri
pick up
comes
an
into play.
automatic rifle. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But that's
Okay.
the best thing to do it. But he tells you, if you can give me some solid intel why this is something America needs to be drawn into, or why it is a potential clear and present danger to Gamboa, which he is here to protect, he will send a force in. But not without better intel than this captured soldier that you have. And hopefully you haven't caused an international incident by capturing.
Okay. Well, there will be a number of your people who are taken prisoner for the intent of using them as slave labor on something at Ghost Island in relation to our smuggler that will be arriving soon.
He shrugs and he says, like, well, they're not my
Please,
people. I mean, we're here to
have
protect the
somebody ready to
island,
meet
not
them
really
at
the
the
people
box, at
on
least.
the island. No, you're not persuading him to get anything more out of him.
Okay.
So you got 6 soldiers.
I can't even persuade him to have someone ready, just sitting at the docks with a newspaper, ready to meet them.
Oh yeah, no, he'll do that. He'll be ready. He'll have a trigger ready to go to send a massive force out if you come up with anything actionable.
Okay. All right, so I've got 6 soldiers. This is just...
Yep, and then you start flying over to Ghost Island. There we go.
Oh wait, does
Go ahead.
the P2Y would have a radio on it?
Yeah,
When we
sure.
get there and see the armed Japanese patrol boat, I can have one of his soldiers tell him about it.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, so back to the boat. You have a boat. You have a
We
prisoner.
have about
Prisoner you
Let's
can
go on a
in fact
vacation.
communicate with.
It's a gunboat. What kind of gun does it have?
Oh, what kind of gun did it have? Yeah, it actually has a nice artillery piece mounted on it there. In fact, yes, it does.
Okay.
Lovely.
it's a fun boat.
Yeah,
So-
it's a good-
Time frame. Oh man, knowing what the Japanese mounted on their gunboats at that time, that's a nice gun. Okay.
We probably shouldn't, murder this military guy. Maybe.
yeah, we'll call it a heavy machine gun. 3D6H, does burst in full auto.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, I'll
Somebody
kind of
want
man
it,
that,
yeah.
and I don't know. Somebody knows sailing should probably do something.
I know how to sail. Sort of.
Okay.
Did someone want
I
the
do.
officer's handgun? Did
No,
he-
I'm good.
I'll take it.
Automatic pistol. Automatic pistol is a. Give me a second. D6L.
Okay.
Nope, D6H. Sorry, D6H.
Okay, cool.
All right, so there's a map that I just dropped there. So the Ghost Island, you guys know a little bit about it. Well, Biff doesn't. I mean, Biff just got into town, but the rest of you do. You've been here for maybe a month or more at this point, just being layabouts and useless individuals. But there is a native village there. You know that much for sure. It's a fishing village. Often a lot of the food stuff that comes to Gamboa as far as seafood goes comes from this small island. Anything else that's gone there? No idea what else might be there. So, ignore portions of that map that I just dropped on the screen. You know vaguely how it's shaped. It's got a dormant volcano on it. There we go.
We'll fix that.
I'm totally not suspicious of the dormant volcano.
Volcano. It might be a surprise sneak attack.
Snuck
volcano.
that in at the end, yeah.
You know,
by the way,
An
this is
innocuous dormant volcano.
Pay no attention to the dormant volcano. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't have history with volcanoes in our streams.
No,
No.
not at all.
Oh God.
At least it's not a surprise volcano.
So, question:
Right.
Can anybody pilot a boat?
Beefcake, he does have career sailor,
Okay,
so
yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
which is not technically a yes, but he has a career sailor.
Okay, yeah, just having the career, even if it's at 0, is good enough to. This is a very simple boat. It's got an outboard motor. They use poles when you're in shallow areas just to kind of move it into place. So you use those to kind of get it back out to sea. Turn on the engines, and away you go. You know roughly where Ghost Island is. I mean, you're no navigator, but you know, with some folks giving you tips like more that way. Aim the island. Aim for the island.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go. So, how do you want to approach? Is anyone actually going to try and interrogate the soldier?
We could just
I'll
ask
try
him
it.
what he's doing here. Oh, yeah, we can do it.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask him dumb questions like, "What you doing, guy?"
Right. So I assume that you're just like you're kind of portraying it there, Dan. It's not like you're, tell me the answers and doing force. You're just kind of trying to maybe even trick him into saying some things he may not know what he's saying. I would assume.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
conversational. Good
Okay.
cop. Then John
So-
can come in, or Lee can come in and be bad cop.
So you playing good cop. Make me a mind check if you have a career that allows you to be particularly sociable, or if you have a boon that makes you very charming and witty.
No, I have tradesman or scholar. I don't know if either of those would
Yeah,
do.
none of those are particularly sociable. Tradesmen, especially. You're not sociable. This is a hard task because, of course, he doesn't want to give up information. So it's going to be a -1 modifier.
Oh, well, it'd be a 7 instead. So just because I feel like wasting it, let's go ahead and throw another reroll on there.
No. More rerolls.
Yeah,
look
it
at
turns
that.
into a success at least.
Hey, success. Okay. Well, you do get some information out of him because you're not at war with the Japanese at this point. There's no animosity between. Well, certainly not with France. I assume you're speaking French too.
Yeah.
You speak French.
That's where it started. So
Yeah. So, well, he wants to know. It's like, hey, can you give me a cigarette?
sure.
A cigarette between us. So you just have this casual conversation. He wants to know a little bit about you. It's like, oh, who are you?
Or just some kind of people roaming around helping people out. We
Sure.
heard that there are some villagers missing. Found out they were like captured in this cave. Seems like there's something weird going on here.
Okay. Well, nobody's here that's like flying a particular, no one's wearing a military uniform or anything like that. So he's like, yeah, look, we've got, we're doing some experimentation on the island. We're working on some new rockets. Hey, look, you don't have to have me all bound up like this. If you're for hire, I mean, we've got money. What would you like? We've got Deutschmarks, we got dollars, what would you like? We can use some strong people.
Money's always good. I can't make that decision by myself, but like,
Yeah.
maybe
I think I may have
trying to capture people.
I think I may have accidentally screwed our very mercenary party. Because I'm
We'll
showing
see.
up with a bunch of American soldiers with machine guns in a P-2Y that is an American aircraft that I got secondhand, and there are still more recent models of in service that look identical with the slightly different paint job.
A comment on the stream is while you're sitting on the bodies of his headless sailors, yeah,
Uh-huh.
he does kind of look at his fallen comrades. He's like, yeah, you guys seem to be really competent. I'd be glad to pay you money.
Yeah, Biff, man. Like,
That is
Wow.
terrifying.
Oh, did nobody clean those off the deck?
Biff's arranged them into like a throne, and he's sitting on the bodies like Conan.
I tell you, nobody does work around here. Lee just goes over and
captain seat.
he's hucking bodies off into the ocean as we're going.
All right, yeah, the sharks are very happy. As you drop a chum line as you engage the engines and you're off. So, what's your approach? Yeah, so he tells he's more than willing to deal with you guys. If just money's all it takes. Yeah, it's a research facility.
I mean, I like research. Science and stuff. I hold out the wrench.
Oh yeah. So, if you're handy, I mean, we could always. You know anything about rockets? We were expecting a delivery of some very specialized equipment that didn't make it. That storm probably delayed it.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
You know,
the
We
terrible.
could
probably
possibly
taking
like
longer.
help out with that since we got connections on the island.
Oh yeah. I'd like, you
I mean, I
made
know
a
what he's
success,
talking
but not a
about.
major success. So like, yeah, he's not giving away state secrets, but he's like, yeah, we got this facility. We're making rockets. We got cash. What do you think?
Let me get the other guys in here. You know, it's a group thing.
Hey, did
You know,
you?
I don't really want to like go get shot.
Right? Did you like ask him why they were taking all those people prisoner?
It didn't. Yeah, I didn't really get into that.
Just curious. Like,
should
were
maybe
they
go ask
strapping
them.
him to the rockets?
We need their brains as control center. No.
We should probably ask him that.
Oh no, they need labor. Yeah, I mean they don't have that many men there. We got soldiers, but we need people to move stuff around. Some of those folks were mechanics.
I
Like they
mean,
specifically took a mechanic from the island.
But-
It's like,
Couldn't
yeah.
have just-
See,
Couldn't have
You
just
just-
offered to pay him.
Well, if we started offering to pay them, word would get out. It's kind of a on the quiet thing, right? We don't want a lot of people to know that we've got a base out there. We would have treated them fine. They would have gotten paid for their work.
I mean, they were
What's the word called? You guys do what was it called? The Shanghai thing, right? You wake up on a ship after drinking, and you have a nice life of piracy. You get some money. That we were Shanghaiing some populace. They would have been fine. We would have sent them home after this.
yeah.
Maybe we might have shot him in the back of the head, but then depends.
See, that's when you say things like that.
Well, I'm being honest with you. We don't want to start this relationship off with lies and all. We probably would have let him go.
If
Probably
I ask you, are you going to shoot me in the back of the head? You have to tell me the truth.
I'm not going to shoot you in the back of the head. I mean, if I were going to, I'd shoot you between the eyes, or I'd stab you.
You're not going to do either of those either, right?
Well, if we can come to some kind of agreement, I don't think there would be any reason to.
You have to tell me if I ask.
You keep saying this, but I don't think that's actually.
It's not a
French.
fey.
Yeah. So again, he's fine. Like, just hiring you guys. Yeah. Especially if you know how to turn a wrench, we could use you.
What do you guys think?
Hey, did you ask him what they were gonna do with the rockets and everything?
I mean, I don't know, rocket stuff. Are you guys like going to the moon or something?
No, we needed some. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you didn't make a really huge success. It's like
No.
just rockets, and not the exploding kind. Like just like fast airplanes, like really fast airplanes.
So you're going to the moon?
No, they're not. No air supplies or anything like that. No, they're just real fast airplanes,
So
rocket
some
engines.
Pulpy.
We call them
sci-fi.
jet fighters.
Oh, we got a guy who'd be interested
Wait.
in that. Rocket fighter.
Here we have John being a history nut and realizing, I actually have forgotten the model number of the Japanese attempted rocket plane, but they did attempt one.
Yeah. I know. What do you guys think? We pick up a little
No.
work. Maybe we can get paid for some, extra help.
As I'm
No.
just flying along with a squad of American soldiers in the back of the P2Y going, I hope my friends are still alive.
I don't want to work with people that just kidnap folks and force them
Yeah.
to do labor.
Okay.
I have a problem with that.
And
I know
then-
you
then-
Frenchmen
You
don't.
say you don't like the
But-
English.
And then they
I-
shoot him in the
correct.
back
It's okay.
of the
I don't
head.
like the English either.
It
I
just
just think
seems
I'm in the
like,
Caribbean.
just seems
All
like
right.
it's not going to be a good deal for us. Also,
Yeah.
I'd really like to shoot this real big gun at some point. And,
That's fair.
Well,
All right,
Did you
Jeff,
get any like
Sorry, go ahead.
any information about like the island? Like how many people they have there? And
I mean, no, I'm not like an interrogation guy. I'm barely a conversational guy.
right. Okay. So are we just gonna go like straight in and start blasting? That's my strategic
Sounds-
idea.
yeah, sounds about right. Or we could just start, maybe cruise around and see what we can see. And, maybe we can do some long range stuff first, soften them up a bit. And then you can go in with your new pointy stick there.
Okay. I can do that. What are we gonna do with this guy?
I don't know. I'll give him another cigarette and be like, I guess my friends aren't interested in work right
Lee
now.
looks over the side of the boat and he's
Have a
like,
good time, I
the
guess.
sharks look bored.
At around this time that the P2Y has crossed around the lagoon that they all started, it's like, where the fuck are they?
There's a little bit of a time differential. You took some time getting all this together, so you're still a little bit behind them.
Maybe I'm giving
all right.
him his last cigarette.
So giving him his last cigarette. Okay. You could just kick him overboard.
I'll do it if you don't want to do it.
I don't care.
All right. Hope you can swim. Bye.
I thought you Americans like money.
I thought so too.
Okay. Yeah.
Different
Off he
Americans
goes.
like different things.
So there is the island on the screen there. So the village is right up front there. So how are you coming in? How are you coming into this?
Well, I think we're trying to take a relatively stealth-ish like approach and just try to do a circle around it, see if we can see what we can see, if there's anything we can kind of pinpoint.
So I tell you what. Why doesn't everybody make mind rolls? If you got anything that will give you or make you particularly observant, because you wouldn't see the base that's hidden there from the shoreline unless you do. So we're going to make this a tough -2 on this observation check.
I'll reroll that.
And just let me know if anyone succeeds.
Gifted.
With a -2, I
Well, the 10
Oh,
was
minus
there was the
one.
-2, so I just re-rolled it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, same.
So did anyone pass that with the -2?
I'll just reroll for funsies. I may hero point it, so we have at least one chance. I'm just gonna bird mine up
Oh no!
for
Alright, boy,
meaningless things.
Your
That's
next
what you-
character is going to have a full complement of them. Just think of it that way.
So you are going to try and hero point yours up your failure, Daniel? Yeah, there you go. Still a failure. Okay, so yeah, you don't make anything out other than the village as you make your way around. The village looks kind of run down from the shoreline. Of course, this is. Are you going to play your big spotlight across it? Because this is night. There is a good moon, though. The moon is bright enough that you can tell that the village really looks kind of worn down, with the exception of the jetty. The pier looks like it's brand new, recently repaired. It's been shorn up, but the village itself looks really run down, and you don't see any motion in the village at all. It looks like it's deserted.
Not good.
Deserted is totally normal for a research base, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the village is, but so do we use this? Do we want to use the spotlight? That would sort of like give away our position if we did
Well,
that.
they were using it to signal. They were using it to signal at the cave. Maybe flash a spotlight at the village. See if it gets a
Okay.
reaction from them.
There was a
flash it like the
particular-
same way.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
particular cadence that was used. You do the same thing, and you do get a corresponding flash from. There's a small building, kind of hidden behind some of the huts that you didn't quite make out before because it was so dark. But then there's a corresponding flash from there, and you see this. This is a recent building. It's made of stone instead of the the jungle materials everything else is. It looks like a Quonset hut, almost like a squat structure. It's kind of packed in there with all the village. So yeah, your signals flashed back at you. Do you want to land at the beach?
All right. Sure.
Okay, so we're almost at time here. So here's what's going to happen. You guys land at the beach, and no one comes out to greet you. It seems to be pretty quiet. You guys pull the boat up onto the shoreline. You start heading into the village. Now, Alex, your seaplane is coming over the island around this time. You guys can just make out the sound of his motors high above. As you're coming in, Alex, you're taking a look around, and you're going over the back end. So you're coming in opposite them. So the village is up front. You're coming in from behind, and as you're passing over the island to try and get a good look at what's going on to see if you see anything suspicious at all, first off, go ahead and make me that mind roll. If you're very good at observation from one of your careers, you can add it in. It's a -2 modifier. See if you see anything.
So I have the observant boon,
Yes.
and given that I'm a search and rescue pilot, could I apply my pilot to this observation
Yes,
roll?
you can. Yes, you can. You're going to hit the green die, which will roll the extra die and pick the high. Yeah, but make sure you get that -2 modifier in there.
So only a net of 1. But
Success.
it's my thing.
Alex, you see some well-hidden towers. So on that map, you see the facility that's back there. Very well hidden. Vegetation has been draped over it. You make out a tower, and maybe that's a radio dish, perhaps. But just as you're marking this and you're talking to the soldiers behind you, flak fire opens up. Heavy artillery starts pounding your ship. And we'll end it there as your ship is caught in ground-to-air fire as you're crossing the island. All right. Wow. So I think Biff has done the most carnage in this episode. Learned some things. So yeah, there you go. We'll end it there, guys. We'll pick this up when we can play next. I think Sundays seem to be fairly convenient. I think there's definitely only one more episode of this particular adventure. You're going to do the Let's Assault the Island, and that'll put paid to it. So if folks can play the next time, we'll do that portion of it. But otherwise, let's just go through. Jeff, what do you got going on this week with the Lollygaggers?
Yeah, man. Tomorrow night we got Holler for Savage World, so we're back to that. You can see Dan and Bert in that game. Tuesday, our buddy Steven is running some Forbidden Lands over on the channel. And Friday, at long last, we're back to Blade Runner. We've had to cancel the past couple of sessions, but we're back to it this week. And Saturday, we are doing One Ring, as we just had our 50th episode celebration yesterday. So we're on to 51 in the march to the end. So it's pretty exciting. But yeah, that's what we got.
Right. And John, next in line on the screen, playing Lee Bowman. What do you got going on?
I'll pitch part of a thing for Defenders of Cobalt. We've got I've been running Pathfinder 2nd edition, doing the Age of Ashes adventure path. The episodes are being released in like 20-25 minute chunks on YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm running it. Chuck's in it. Maitre, Steven, and April are the playing in it, and they're all goblins, and there might be just a little bit of chaos. We may have recorded some stuff earlier today for it, and oh boy, just keep watching. There's so much to come for that. So
cool. Dan, you want to throw anything out there for the Defenders? I don't know what else they've got going on this week.
Sure. I mean, we got a few things going on. I know Wednesday is our Aliens campaign, which is always fantastic. Friday should be our America. Saturday we should have G&P in the afternoon, and at night we should have. Oh, I can let you pitch this one, Bert.
Oh yeah, so this Saturday on the official Goodman Games channel, we've got Weird Frontiers going on, the Dungeon Crawl classic game of horror in the Old West, very Cthulhu'd. Fun game, been going on for a while. We are pushing through all the modules that are currently out for it, so that's going on. Also, let's see, this Tuesday should be some second edition Dungeons and Dragons on my own stream. Friday is BX Dungeons and Dragons. We like the oldies. Of course, Saturdays with the Goodman Games, and maybe next Sunday we'll play some Dicey Tales again. We'll see if folks are available. John, playing Alex, you got anything you want to throw out there? Yeah, nah, you're being hit by flak, so no words from you. Chuck must have passed out. He started the day drunk. He ended the day.
Look, the Pathfinder game was hard on Chuck. It was real hard on him and everyone else, but it was real hard on Chuck.
This is what happens when you play multiple games in a day and drink while you're doing it. So don't do that. Don't do that. Play multiple games. Maybe drink a little less. Maybe not.
Or just never stop drinking.
Bye, folks.